Hi everyone, I'm Irene Grimpa. Welcome to PALIMPSEST Project Podcast. PALIMPSEST is a European research project that aims to reshape spoiled landscapes through art and research. The project revolves around three pilot landscapes with strong cultural identities and relevant environmental problems. Today we are broadcasting from Łódź in Poland, a UNESCO city of film which is fighting the highest air pollution levels in Europe and simultaneously is affected by the phenomenon of hydrological drought, flooding and nearby Thailand. Mona El Batrik, with her project Freedom Flow, Be Like Water, has been selected by our committee to bring a creative, innovative and sustainable solution to this territory. We're very honored to have Mona here with us today. Mona, welcome.
Thank you so much.
So if you're ready, let's start our conversation by asking you about your project. Could you describe it in a few words, in a few sentences?
Of course, I'll do my best to wrap it as shortly as I can to start. Well, first of all, I'd like to say I'm so grateful for being selected. To me, the process of art and creation very much needs to reside in a practical nature. So this PALIMPSEST project is a very honorable place for me. This collaboration, I believe, is a creatively driven installation that will involve informative decisions revolving around local history, art, science, and technology, and stemming from these environmental and community needs that you've pointed out, Irina.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, how, having said that, what you mentioned, how does your project aims to help bridge Łódź's environmental issues that have been raised through PALIMPSEST project?
Yes, I definitely want to remain as humble as possible and address in the most practical way. So seeing that Łódź is a rich history and industrialization, my hope is that this project can reignite our union with nature and natural resources and to facilitate some of these so-called issues around water and turn them back into the lush value that they have. So I believe that we can sort of flip the switch and really learn from the history of what maybe some of the mistakes that we've made and to transform them back into the lushness and the respect that they deserve for our communities and for the environment around us.
Mm-hmm. Very good. You mentioned earlier, in the beginning when you had the description of you described your project, you mentioned community. So, as our project has great potential to involve, many different stakeholders and audiences, could you reflect a little bit on possible moments of community participation?
Yes. Well, I really would like to say that at every point we could interject with the community, and I'd like to very much be receiving feedback and awareness around because essentially the PALIMPSEST project is joining multiple countries into this location in Łódź. So we don't want to just disappear and not be able to interact. So I think at every point, even this moment through our idea our idea generation, we're already been immersed with some amazing local experts that are very passionate in their fields. And what I feel that can do is not only nurture the project and our inspiration, but also we empower them to be able to keep doing what they're doing and to share with each other, and in future, I guess, be able to share with the public once we've even left. But at every stage of this project, the intention will be to either have workshops with the community, to interview local people that might be in direct contact with the project. So since that's our goal, I feel that would be a necessary avenue.
Yeah. It's essential. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. So, what does regenerating a landscape means in your opinion? Because we have this terms in the project, but what does it mean for you?
Yes, and I think the key would be for me, because I believe regeneration can be such a broad word for many different people in terms of industrialization, in terms of future-driven cities, and with respect of just our nation growing and humanity growing. But I would say it's a combined effort of respecting the past, the present, and creating the future. So really, sometimes as humans, we've made mistakes. We might need to go back and revise them for the betterment of our communities and landscapes. So regeneration can be a form of inspiring what could be possible within all these findings. So really learning and digging deeper into some of maybe the darker sides of what we have done to the environment, what we've done to each other, and to transform that into a positive reflection, into an informed decision, into a collective decision. So I believe that regenerating can not only kind of tear things apart, it can also reform into a natural state, or completely build upon something that might already be there and existing, and really using what's already there to help facilitate the growth.
Fertilize it, yes.
Exactly.
Fertilize it, yes. So I'll go in another, area, because you mentioned it, before. I think you mentioned something. So the project PALIMPSEST is a European research project, as I mentioned, is funded by the European Union. And we are a lot of partners from different cities, from different countries. So how do you perceive European artistic and scientific cooperation, such as this in PALIMPSEST?
Well, I think what's so incredibly cool about Europe is that every country, even though they might be very close to each other, they have a very unique culture, a very unique history, a very unique perspective on art and science and future. So I think here, especially in Łódź and Poland especially, they have had a very strong and challenging hard times enduring over the decades, that there's this richness of creativity and vivaciousness that I really want to capture. And being half Polish myself, I really recognize it, and I've always been inspired by sometimes even the hardest places can come out of the most creative solutions, and beauty can come out of the hardest times. So I kind of want to capture that, as well as blending it with the colorful ambitions around the other countries that are involved in this project and surrounding, just in terms of learning from each other, which is only going to empower and ignite some of the ideas that we have together.
We're looking forward to it. If I can speak, on behalf of PALIMPSEST Consortium, we're really enjoying it, and we're looking forward, to more. So, as we are here 1 week. We are, lots of discussions, lots of presentations, lots of communication with different people, with different subjects. Do you think that, I know it may be, very early, but do you think you can measure the impact of your work in Łódź yet? And if not, do you believe it will be quantifiable one day?
Mm-hmm. Yes, well, I mean, first I would say I'm so grateful for the Łódź Design Festival team. Of course, the PALIMPSEST team as well, but I think in unifying all of these meetings that we've been able to have with the local experts has really shown already the impact that we not only have had over this short few days to bring these experts, as I've mentioned, together already to kind of inspire each other and connect them where maybe they didn't see these connections previously, to be able to support each other, to come together and host different workshops even as we complete this project, which is a very organic perspective that I appreciate and so look forward to, and feel that we have already ignited that impact already. And then having said that, I feel that over the course of the project and after, very much because it's a practical perspective on our project, I think more so right at the moment we're looking at water pollution and the impacts of flooding, that with that direct impact we'll be able to, or direct intervention, through our artistic measure or creative measure, we will be able to monitor the effects. And that's my goal is to see, is it actually helping? Is there a benefit? Is there a change? And if there is, then what is that positive impact? And where else can we take that further throughout the rest of the city, throughout the rest of the country, or neighboring countries throughout Europe? So I do believe that there will be a positive impact that will be measurable in many different aspects, community-wise and environmentally.
We really hope, we're looking forward to it. Okay, so my final question, what would the perfect regenerative landscape project be for you?
Yes, that's a tough one because I definitely come from a practical sense of art, and I say that not to dilute any other forms of artwork, but I really feel that unifying art, creativity, science, and technology is so impactful because not only is it educational, it takes you somewhere, it's experiential, and then it kind of brings us back to a real humbleness of that we're humans, we are a part of nature, that we need to take care, not just of each other, but of the land that we are on, and we need to, as we evolve and grow, we need to continuously feedback on our work and our decisions. And so the regeneration process is almost like a daily activity, a moment-to-moment way to look at landscape through our daily life. Waking up in the morning and having our coffee, how does that impact our landscape? Where does the coffee come from? To walking through the park in the morning on our way to work instead of taking a single-use car. These little things are all part of the holistic approach of a regenerative landscape. So I think that creatively, informatively, all is my dream, is really to approach our life, our daily life in that manner of all the little things become a big part. So
that sounds very interesting. I'm really into it.
Yes.
Well, everyday decisions and everyday,
exactly.
Decisions make the end result. So yes, we are all responsible for that.
Exactly.
For our choices.
And baby steps, right? And baby steps. We don't need to look at things in such a huge perspective because that can be overwhelming. I think at this point, like our PALIMPSEST project is really going to pinpoint some of these issues and turn them into exciting new opportunities that will then spread instead of looking at this really big and broad perspective of how are we going to change the world as just these small steps that are smart and effective and organic that will spread.
Yeah, it's so true. So true. So that were all my questions. I don't know, Mona, if you want to share something with us. Any thoughts from this week? Any takeouts from all these experiences?
Sure. I mean, I cannot emphasize more that how many passionate people are really available for this project here in Łódź. I think that people here, the residents and the community and artistic communities are also, they're so relevant and they're so available for this that I think it's really exciting because I always find that it can be challenging when you're really trying to push an effort and you're really trying to communicate the reasoning behind every installation or change, because change can be uncomfortable for so many people and the uprooting of people can be upsetting because, as we have learned with even over the last short period of time, many residents in Łódź have been upheavaled for regenerating of their buildings. And so I think that it's an exciting moment to kind of to visualize and connect with people that are really passionate and excited about these changes and to be a part of that and to inspire each other, learn from each other and collaborate, which I think is an incredible opportunity for us all and for the success of the project to be able to carry that forward and have that passion.
I like that. I like that. So we're closing with that collaboration, inspiration, and all together we can do, I think, the change that we want to see in our world.
Yes,
All
absolutely.
together.
Absolutely. I have a quote, and I've forgotten who it is, but I love it. It's the world is hiring. You know, we need you. We need you. So it's time to be inspired and not look at things doom and gloom, because it can be so overwhelming to look at issues and problems that arise in the world every moment as something that we can feel hopeless. But to turn that around and just say, okay, I'm going to do this one little thing today, and that will make a huge effort, because your neighbor will see, your best friend will notice, your mother or father or brother or sister might decide, I'm going to change and do that as well. And so don't forget about the little things.
So nice, so nice. So thank you so much,
Thank
Mona, for
you.
being here. Thank you for being also part of PALIMPSEST
What an honor.
project. It was an amazing week for all of us. Thank you all for listening to this podcast. Just stay tuned for our next podcast from Milan.
Exciting.
So see you soon.
All
Ciao.
the best. Ciao.